Welcome guys to episode number 7, and guys, we are back. It's been long. Na tuko hapa. We are here with your favorite segments and your two favorite hosts, Karumba,
and of course Ricky K in the game, Richard Kamau. And people, we have so much in store for you. Najua tuko na dini yenu hapa hivi because of those 2 episodes that we've not aired. But guess what? As we're playing this soccer game, we are also playing something for you. So stay tuned and see what we have.
Welcome guys to the segment of the trends, and I'm so excited to have you guys here because I have 3 stories for you. On to our first story is about Aziad, who is a TikTok sensation and a star, and this week we saw that she landed a job in Sound City, Africa. We are so excited and we're so happy for you. Keep shining and keep winning. On our next trend is about Vera Sidika. Vera Sidika tied the knot last year, 2020, October, to Brown Mauzo. This week we saw her talking to her fans, saying how she's so excited and happy because she has not gotten or had any child outside wedlock. She went ahead and said, "It is so amazing because my life ended up following the traditional way: engagement, marriage, kids in future. Wow, no babies outside wedlock," wrote Sidika. And my last trend is about the artist Willy Paul. Willy Paul this week went ahead and opened up why he left gospel. He went ahead and said, "Some of you ask why I left the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ. I was a top artist, but these evil people could not see that." He said, adding, "I'm not perfect, but what I went through as a gospel artist, no servant of God should go through." He also said that how he has been struggling to pay his bills, and he also said that the reason he left gospel is because of evil people, discrimination, and hate. So guys, that has been all for our trend this week. Stay tuned for more trend on our episode number 7. Welcome guys to our topical discussion today, and I'm so excited because I'm joined by 2 guests. So I'll just give our first guest atuambie yeye ni nani na anafanya nini. So karibu Nokla.
Well, as you've heard, my name is Nokla Murunga, a graduate from Dista University under Mass Communication, and currently I'm working in Toto News as a social media manager.
Okay, we also have our second guest.
Well, hello guys, of course you know who it is, Ricky K in the game, Richard Kamau. I'm a host at Teenz Hyp. I don't think there's anything basically to say, and I'm still in school.
Okay, so guys, we have a very interesting topic: social media. So guys, just as we go right into this, what is digital media?
Well, I'll say digital media is an electronic means of transmitting any form of media, maybe through Facebook or Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, so we also have how you manage your accounts.
Yeah.
Richard, ulikuwa TikTok, ulikuwa YouTube. How are you managing your account?
Well, okay, see, nilikuwa niko bado. But when you talk about managing, what do you mean? Like to manage, to keep it alive?
Of course, to keep it alive.
Okay, well, I can say for me, what I think is basic is to be consistent. When you constantly put something out there, when you don't stop, that's how I normally manage to keep it alive and to the place that it is right now. Just the consistency and trying to put something out there, especially content that I love. Yeah.
Okay. Nokla, what will you say about managing your account?
About managing the accounts, I'll mainly say there are 4 key points about that. First is about planning your work and how to post the different types of forms and medias that you have. The other one is to strategize your content. The third one is to test, learn, and improve. Of course, during your first time while doing social media, you have to test if it's working. Then if you see it's working, you can learn and continue. Then after that, you just improve on it. Yeah, and you'll get there. The 4th one is make sure your quality is very nice to attract people's attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've said you first test if it's working,
Yeah.
then you learn how to do it, then you continue and improve.
Yeah.
Now I think that is where the problem is, because for me, TikTok app, I learned how you're doing it. I did it, but sasa hapo kwa continue ilinishida because you know you're trying it, then it's not
the consistency.
Yeah. Una feel watu hawa appreciate kenye nimefanya.
Yeah,
they are giving it less attention than I expected. So what should we do in such a case?
In such a case, maybe I think you'll have a timetable, or maybe just have someone to keep reminding you on doing the things to back and from every time. Yeah, so necessarily maybe just have someone to remind you.
Okay.
Yeah, as well as having your own personal timetable.
All right.
Yeah.
So Richard, you said something about persistence, you know. So what has been driving you to be persistent in your accounts, YouTube, TikTok? What is driving you to make yani na kupush on that persistency?
You know, for one thing, being consistent is easy. It's not easy, sorry.
It's not.
It's not easy simply because you're not passionate about what you're doing. That's what I normally feel. You see, one thing, unaendanga shule na unamaliza. But at times, most people go to school and they come out with nothing. Simply because they were just consistent in going to school, but they didn't have like the passion. They were not passionate about why they are going to school. So for me, I normally...
Can we also say it's, we add commitment?
Of course. Because if you're not passionate about whatever you're doing, consistency itakuwa shida. And if you're always focused on what people are going to respond, for example, like the likes are not coming the way I want, or for example, this one is going to say this about me, and yet this is something you love, that's where the problem becomes. I think you have to be committed, as you've said, and passionate about what you're doing, because if you're passionate, you won't care what others are going to say. You'll just keep on doing it. The comments are just there like as a by the way. Yeah, so that's what I think is the key to consistency.
So there's also this other question, you know, you're passionate to do this thing, to venture kwa social media and all stuff, but is it paying? Is it rewarding?
Yeah, social media is really rewarding. Mainly through advertising.
Okay.
Yeah, we see that many media platforms advertise different types of commodities, companies. Yeah, and it's through such advertisements that they get to earn some capital to move on with their company. Yeah, so I'll say yeah, it really pays. Yeah, and primarily and mainly through advertising.
Yeah. Do ina pay sana.
Exactly.
Okay, so Richard, would you say that social media is paying?
Yeah, I think you've seen an amount of people, big guys in the social media world, and you see how they're living, and I think when you look at them, that's why almost everybody now wants to become like them. Look at the musicians. Somebody anakuwa, like their life is sort of nothing, and then all of a sudden they become stars, and now everybody wants to follow the same path. I mean, you remember the video like Kabiwa Jesus did? Yes, mwizi alikuwa mwizi something pale gas. Look at the guy since the video came out. Exactly. Look at the guy since he started venturing into the social media world, and now I think everyone wants to follow the same path. So I think social media has money. For example, I think something like YouTube, it pays you according to your CPM, and CPM it varies per different country. Yes, as he said, the YouTube pays with ads and all these other things when brands come to you, but there's something else called CPM, and this is your views, whereby if your country, I think the highest country is Yemen, which pays like per 1,000 views $10. So I think even when we talk about Kenya, it also pays, but I think its CPM is somehow low. So what you're supposed to do is like you're supposed to look for viewership from other countries, something like US, like these other countries. So I think it actually pays when you ukicheza kadi vizuri. I think social media pays.
But okay, it's paying, but that road to ufike hapo penye unalipwa, is it easy?
No.
Do upate hizo views,
Yeah.
do upate hiyo payment and stuff. You know, you have to grow your step. I cannot wake up tomorrow niseme nimefanya video alafu sasa naangalia M-Pesa yangu, you know, I'm expecting to pay. That road, is it easy?
Well, I'll say every journey has a step.
Yes, beginning a step.
Yeah, you can't just expect the money from something. So, and as we said earlier, it gets back to commitment. You have to be committed no matter what comes your way. There might be discouragements, you can be getting a low number of views, yeah, but
Comments.
yeah, the comments, they can be bad, but yeah, you need to motivate yourself
And focus,
yeah,
right.
and focus on the goal. Yeah, keep working hard, and with time, I think your commitment will pay out. So you have to be committed and keep working hard, yeah, and you'll get there eventually.
Okay. What about you, Richard?
For me, I think kind of on the same line of commitment, because I think generally when you speak about social media, you're talking about commitment.
Yeah.
But mine, I can just say it in this way: what are you looking at? Not as in nini unaangalia. Are you really looking for a life where social media is your main thing? Because you can't tell me that you're focusing on other things and you're doing other things, but you also want social media to pay your bills and you want social media to do a lot of stuff for you. Because I think when you set your mind that I have a life on social media, like I remember, I don't know if you remember our other HYP'D Talk, where Tracy said, if something doesn't put food to your table, I think it was episode number 3.
Yes.
She said, if something doesn't put food to your table, don't put too much energy in
energy.
it. You know? So I think if we kind of follow what she said, where you don't put too much energy on something that you're not even committed to, or you don't see your future in. So if your future is in social media, of course the journey will be difficult. But once you keep on looking at the end result, it'll be easy. It will soften the path. So that's just my thought. Yeah.
Yeah, so guys, that has been all for our social media. So Richard, introduce our HYP'D Talk.
Well, of course, my people, up next, we normally have our HYP'D Talks. And as you've heard, it's all about social media. So next up, we are having an influencer you'll know, who will come and talk more about this. So you guys stay tuned and wait to see what we have in store for you.
Guys, hold up, wait a minute, we have a challenge for you guys, and the challenge is really simple, my people. It's called Africa Fit for Me. Now the rules of this game are so simple, guys. All you have to do is take a recording camera, record yourself doing any African vices or problems that you know of, then take another transition of you being the remedy of that situation. It's kind of like Don't Rush Challenge or Wipe Challenge, similar to that, but this time you are doing the vices plus the remedy. We can't wait to see what you guys have for us in store.
And remember that this challenge has a gift hamper, and the person with the best creativity and the most likes gets to win. Remember to tag us at Total News and use the hashtag AfricaFitForMe. And guys, this challenge is exclusively for 18 years and below. I can't wait to see your videos.
And of course, guys, who doesn't like a gift hamper? So we can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us. And to make this sweeter, we have a sample for you guys. On our channels, Total News at Instagram and TikTok, we have a sample for you. Go check it out. And guys, have fun doing this challenge because we'll pick the winner soon. Hello guys, and welcome back to our favorite segment of the day. Now guys, we normally anticipate this moment because today we get to have our HYP'D Talk. And with me here, I'm joined by one, I can't even contain my excitement, my TikTok. I can't contain it because I'm joined with the one and only Maureen Kings. Welcome, Maureen.
Thank you.
But so before we start, we want to know, is Maureen the name, or is it that's just the brand name?
That's the brand name.
Maureen Kings.
Yes.
Okay, so and you're doing, what do you normally like? Who's Maureen as a person now? You can tell us.
Maureen. Maureen as a person, she's silent.
Yeah, she's silent.
she's an introvert.
Yeah, nothing wrong with being an introvert. But now, what does Maureen do? What's her hobby? What does she like? What doesn't she like?
Well, I love, first of all, I do social media stuff, so a lot of creativity is needed in that. So I do a lot of creative things. There's a time I used to do painting.
Painting?
Yeah.
Like drawing, so you also know art?
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
art, yeah. Sometimes I sing, yeah, and when I'm not doing all that, I'm working. Yeah.
So, and your work base is normally based on the social media still?
Yeah, most of the time.
Do you have other ventures that you ventured into other than social media?
Other than social media, I mean, other than the normal maybe school or work, I really don't think so.
Or you've not ventured into anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and coming back to the social media, so of course we know you in TikTok. You're one of the faces that is now rocking TikTok actually. And how's the experience in TikTok?
It has been good, I would say. I mean, once in a while you get like, you see like there's always a downside to everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes comments, but other than that, it has been fun for me.
For real, you comments, you do get hate comments?
Yes, the people, and they don't even follow you, that's the thing. They just come, they hate, and they leave. So, yeah.
And the content that you do, it's because you love it, or why? What content do you actually mostly venture into?
I love doing vlogs. Like I love doing vlogs. Like showing people what really happens.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's happening. It's not acting or it's not a routine. It's showing people what's happening. Also love doing dance videos. Yeah, we're not dancers, but we try since we joined TikTok. So
if you can move your legs, they say you still dance.
Yeah, so I do quite a number of content, because sometimes we'll say there's food videos, like how a chef there is preparing some things.
Yeah.
Sometimes travel vlogs. Yeah.
And out of all the, like, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. Why did you specifically like decide that TikTok is my place of adventure now?
When I started TikTok, there weren't a lot of Kenyans who were doing TikTok, and there were only few, and they were known.
When are we talking about this?
It was around 2018 there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but by that time I was just watching videos. I wasn't like creating. And then 2019 there, TikTok started to get like really serious, like people are starting to do their businesses from there. So it's not a market. So that's when I decided, okay, let's try and see. Plus, we didn't have a lot of creators from Kenya.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And now do you have plans to now like venture? Because obviously we see Instagram, like you have also a massive, your account is growing. So do we have like a Maureen coming to Instagram, like shining her face into YouTube also?
Yeah, on my channel, on my YouTube channel, there'll be videos soon. Yeah.
So you've already started a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
You still did the same content of vlogs?
No, that is I would say I might just let them
let them go and find out.
Yeah, but it's mostly lifestyle and like, I don't know, sometimes I like the same thing about vlogging. I love showing people or giving people solutions to things that you're probably doing, or when you find a solution, you vlog it, you show people this is, that's a helpful video. At the same time, it's a fun video. Yeah. So, and travel vlogs, kohuko, so
So when did this love for social media come from?
It came from when I started creating for TikTok. I realized that some of the people who are really making after maybe the blow up on TikTok or something, they are starting to work on their other side platforms. Yeah. Because for me, Instagram was not that much work. Yeah. I just post and that's it. But then I came to realize that Instagram is another business platform, another market itself. So and that's how I started my crafts by Kings, my business. Yeah. Yeah. So I saw my platform, it was growing and all that, and I was like, let me just see how I can benefit from these numbers. Yeah. How I can utilize the numbers. So from there, when you get to a point where now you're doing well at a certain platform, you start seeing other platforms, because now when you're done with that, you're like, how else? Because even people have been asking me on my comment sections, we want to see a YouTube channel, we want to see more, please start posting on YouTube. So yeah, it's been a thing, like, and now people are starting to see that. Yeah. So really people are ranting. Yeah. So that's how you start now doing the next thing. So everything is a step by step by step. Wow. You just don't do everything. Yeah.
And was it like, you know, at times, especially this social media world, it's difficult. That's the perfect word that after say, like, it's normally difficult for you to, like, with the consistency and the desire and you just want to push, because at times you want to post a video but at times you don't have the content, or maybe, you know, you're occupied with other things, especially like in Kenya, you know, you have school and you have all these things. So did you face like this kind of challenges when you started doing this social media stuff?
Yeah, I did, but at that time I wasn't doing a lot of things, so I had some spare time, and most of the time we used to meet with some friends of ours, with my friends, and you find that if you're into the same thing, you won't need to even start telling people to start doing videos. Everyone is doing, so you just do, because, you know, it's everyone is doing it. At least you have people who are giving you that, you know, vibe.
Also, your circle of friends are people who also ventured into the social media world.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's like the same thing about, it's like a ladder. So you have like friends from TikTok, you have friends from Instagram, and then since you want to do YouTube, now you start, you know, looking for friends from YouTube. Yeah.
And it's normally easy to find them, like, you know.
It's not easy. These people, it's not easy.
Yeah, because I normally think, exactly, and I normally think, like, especially in this world of, let me just call it fame, or people who are well known, at times it's difficult to know who is your friend and who is not. So how do you jungle your mind and understand that this one is actually worth to keep as a friend?
I don't know. It's I've had issues with friendships because of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like these public figures or something, and you're meeting a lot of people, and everyone wants to be your friend because of maybe something, but maybe you're just there, you're honest, you want friends.
Yeah, it's true.
So I don't know.
I mean,
you just pray.
you just pray that you find the right
friends.
friends.
You find the right people, because out here it's crap. It's madness. But about time, if you really love something, I feel like, if you want to venture into something and you're passionate about, you will always find time.
Yeah.
You will always find time. Even if you're doing a lot of things, you will always find a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. I love what you said about finding time. But when we go to this flip side, you had said, like, the challenges, like, you know, hate comments out of nowhere and you don't understand where they come from. Like, are there other challenges that you also face?
Probably the equipment. Like, when you're starting off, there's some few things that you may need. Like for TikTok, you'll need something like a ring light, you see.
Yeah.
And maybe right now I don't know. That time when I started, they were expensive. So having a ring light is something that, you know, you even feel nice.
You feel good.
Yeah. It was a thing. And time, like you said, time is also a very big challenge, especially if you're working or you're in school. It's kind of tricky. And creativity, you have to be creative.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, as artists or creators, you get to a point, you get that block, and you have to take some time. You know? Yeah. So other challenges, I'd say, other than the things that you need, and time, I think you should be able to do that.
It'll be easy.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from those.
Yeah.
And you said something about, like, the ring lights and the equipments, like, you want to give out quality stuff.
Yes.
But I have an issue now. Like, I don't know if you've noticed over the past, I don't know if it's COVID came with this thing, but I don't understand. Like, somebody can just take a camera, like, and they just do something, like, it doesn't make sense. But when you look at the likes, and when you look at the like, what's happening now? Like, I don't understand what's supposed to go on now.
I don't know. There are people who are doing like sense things, and there's someone who's just hanging from a ceiling,
and they get like an amount of following and likes. So is it about the quality? Like, how? Like, I also don't know now what to do.
I'd say it's just most of the like some of the guys who have blown up, and they were doing like really like things that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
But when you look at that person, they are true. Like, that is something.
They were really honest.
Yeah. They are honest. That is one thing that really gets people. Because when I watch a video and say that, even if, maybe probably if you know that you're acting, but if you're trying to make it look like it's real and you don't know you're acting, and you're not true, or you're lying, people will see that. People will always see that, and sometimes that's when you start getting hate. But when you're true and you don't like, me, I normally say don't really care about people, like what they say. So I try to sometimes block that, because people can limit you. When you think someone said, she can't even act. No. Yeah. Or maybe I should dance. No, you're supposed to act. Yeah.
Oh, I loved what you said about that. And even because now, like, you're growing in this area of life, do you have like now somebody you look up to where, because now you're talking to us and you're advising us, and do you have like somebody who now you look up to and they like deposit the same things to you? Somebody in this social media world that you look up to, like an icon, needless to say.
In terms of like inspiration and like moving, like being consistent into what you're doing, I'd say there's this chick called Majimbo. She's living proof that you can make it.
Truly.
So in that in mind, no matter whatever you're doing, you have that in mind.
Wow. So it's your mindset that keeps on building you.
Yeah, it's your mindset.
Wow. Okay, that's nice. And in this like in this atmosphere of social media, is it profitable? Like, you know, like there's a lot of people who I want to be on YouTube, I want to be a TikToker, I want to be an Instagram, somebody like an Instagram star. And they are like cautious. So is it going to put food in my mouth? So what's the knowledge behind that?
Monetizing. Yeah. Monetizing, like when you're able to, okay, there's something called monetizing, and then there's something else called like brands. Like for TikTok mostly, we get approached by brands. They have seen your content, they have seen your personality, and they feel like you'd be best to represent their product. You know that it's not like a picture form or like a poster you're putting there. It's a video you're making with something. So that itself is good money. You're getting paid. So if you have like your video has good quality, has good sound, like it's quality product, you know, there you'll get such kind of people. Also on Instagram, in advertising, you get paid there. And also for something like YouTube, the monetizing thing, you get watch time, equals the money that you're making. So yeah, it's paying. So if you have time for it and you want to be fully committed, and probably do social media full time, you're going to make money. People are driving just from social media. And building houses.
Wow, that's actually inspiring. At least for now, I know the audience, most people who were young and wanted to enter into this, at least now they have an understanding and the kind of knowledge into entering into it. But I'm just curious, like you said that your love for social media came simply because you started entering into it and you were like, well, I can actually do this. So what do we expect like now in the future of Maureen Kings? Do we expect still the TikTok star? Do we expect like a YouTube star, like an Instagram star, or maybe all of them, shining in all of them, or maybe an actress? Like, what's the end goal?
The end goal is to be best in whatever I venture into. So if I'm doing social media, I just be good at it. From YouTube to Instagram to TikTok. And if it's something else aside that, and I think it's just creativity. It's more in the line of creativity and art.
So you're looking for a future of creativity, more creativity.
So if it's acting, it's acting all the way to Hollywood.
Wow, big dreams, Hollywood.
Dreams,
I mean, you've already said it. Like if Majimo beat the odds, who can't?
Plus, you asked me about like being worried about making money, or is it going to put food on your table? If you're serious, it will. And there's this platform, it's called Spotlight. If you're not sure about YouTube or you're still growing, you can also, there are other platforms that you can post your content and get paid, so you don't have to worry. Like on Spotlight, you just put your content there, and people like in the US, people are doing this. You charge people to subscribe, and it's as little as even 20 bob or 20 shillings.
To just subscribe.
Yeah.
And then immediately you enter, you post your video, you get good money.
Yeah, and this the amount that comes to it's 70%, so 30% just to the app. You know?
Okay.
But people are paying. Imagine if you had like 50 people or maybe 100 people pay that 50 bob just because they were like, it's just 50 bob, I can just pay, because probably you just advertise your content. If you're asking, where is this video? See, they're just going to pay. It's just 50 bob. But how much is that?
Whoa.
It's money that you never had.
So
if you're worried about making money from social media, there are ways, there are hacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just have to expand your mind and look for the opportunities.
Be open.
Like you've given us Spotlight, and I'm sure there are many more out there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Maureen. I think that was really inspiring and motivating. I didn't know you carried so, you know, when you see people on TikTok and their content, you don't know like they carry so much they have to deposit. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for accepting.
Thank you for having me.
We are humbled to have you actually. So thank you so much guys for joining us for that exclusive HYP'D Talk you've had. Go check Maureen Kings out. You love her content. It's amazing. That's why many people have loved her and followed her. You don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss her content and everything that she has to put out. So we'll see you guys on our next segment for the fun and games with Maureen Kings herself. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Guys, welcome back to our fun and game segment. And of course, Mukino Napa, you know I'm your host, Richard Kamau, for this fun and game segment. And now we have two beautiful ladies who are going to be the contestants, and I'm going to give them a chance to say their names. Contestant number 1, what's your name? Team Koi and? Team Kings. So the Team Ks. So the Team Ks decide Leo they're going to go one-on-one against each other. And the rules are simple, contestants. All you have to do is answer the question, you get 100 points. And after that, we will have a tongue twister section, but that will come later. So for these questions, kama unasikia imekuwa mzito, you just say pass. But of course, they're easy questions, and I expect all of us to know the obviousness of the answers. So are we ready? Okay, I assume we are ready. So the first question is, who is the owner of TikTok? Who is the owner of TikTok? Of course, it's supposed to lie in your favor. Who is the owner of TikTok? Time is ticking. It's in
China.
It's in China. Well, that's where it's located, but I'm asking for the owner. Team Koi?
Me, I'm thinking someone TikTok. Maybe I'll Jimima.
What? That doesn't mean it makes sense. Whatever could deduct your points. Team Kings? You pass.
Yeah.
The answer is simple. Okay, it's not simple, and it was Zhang Bing. That's the owner of TikTok. You can go check him out. He's the one who founded TikTok. And a follow-up question to that: when was TikTok started? When was TikTok?
I'd say
2016. Okay, Alkun haja kwenda on. She's already correct. It's 2016 on September. So we have 100 points for Team Kings.
September.
No, you're supposed to answer the. Anyway, Ashapata. Team Kings already has 100 points, and Team Koi, she's still posing, but we are coming to you. Now the third question is a very simple one actually. Before let me go to our local country. Who was the first Prime Minister of Kenya? Oginga Odinga. Time is ticking. Oi, Kenya tuko na shida. No, my people, the first Prime Minister was Jomo Kenyatta.
Why?
Wasn't
the president first?
He was the Prime Minister, then he became the president. My God, my people. Wow, 0 points for Team Kings and 0 points for Team Koi. Well, that was the answer, guys. Jomo Kenyatta was the first Prime Minister of our country. And that was simple. You were supposed to answer. But anyway, we still move on regardless. So she's still on the lead. Team Kings is still on the lead with 100 points. And now the last question is, before Mount Everest was founded, what was discovered? What was the highest mountain? Before Mount Everest was discovered,
Highest in East Africa, no?
in the world, Mount Everest is the highest in the world. So what was the highest?
Because me, I just know most about it.
You also pass.
It's simple. It's Mount Everest. Simply because it was discovered doesn't mean it started becoming the highest mountain the moment it was discovered. A simple question like I've asked before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain? You see, simple questions. And you're saying I asked, of course, but it's easy. But it's easy. So we still have 100 points from Team Kings and 0 points from Team Koi. But you have a chance to save yourself because now, my people, you know my favorite segment of the fun and games. Tongue twisters. Now, as in Leo, please, in the past we've had some, I don't know, ulimi mzito, ukabili ukaingia, but I expect this one to be smooth. Especially I'm hearing the accent from Team Kings and the accent from Team Koi, so we expect it to be smooth. And I'll start with our number one for the segment. And this is simple. All you have to do is say it 3 times. Bila kungoa. Now, the moment umesema haraka, and it has to be at super speed so that it can be counted as points. Okay? So it's really simple. It's smelly shoes and socks shock sisters. Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters. Unaweza rudia pole pole ndio ujue nimesema. Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters.
Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters.
Yes, now you say that 3 times but faster than that. 1, 2, 3, go.
Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters. Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters. Smelly shoes and socks shock sisters.
How? Should we give that a point? Like that deserves 200 points. So you have a smooth tongue. Well, that's 200 points to Team Kings. Man, that's commendable. I think I should add 50 points to that. So let's just say 250 points for Team Kings for handling that so well. Actually, I didn't expect that. But then nilikuwa najiprepare kucheka. Hata mimi mwenyewe nikipractice sikuwa naweza. But big up to you. So contestant number 2, are you going to top that? Are you really going to top that? And for yours, it's ready, land, rolled low. Now you have to say it. You have to say it fast. Ready, land, rolled low. You've understood what I'm saying? Okay. Ready, land, rolled low.
Ready, land.
Please, you're supposed to go fast.
Ready, land.
Rolled low. Come on.
Ready, land. Ready, land, rolled low.
1, 2, 3, go.
Ready, land, rolled low. Ready, land, rolled low. Ready, land, rolled low.
But I feel like she paused. I feel like she paused. But anyway, you guys, when I deny laughter, Leo, what's happening? What's happening? You guys were not supposed to get them, but unfortunately they did. So we obviously know our winner. That's 100 points for you. So congrats to the points. But our winner for today is Team Kings, who managed to score 250 points. That's commendable. I think that's the highest we've gotten since we did the fun and games. But kudos to you and kudos to you too for getting the points. So guys, that was our fun and games. We want to have more of this. And if you guys have suggestions on what we can do, you just on the comment section #Teenz Hyp tell me. So Team Kings, because you're the winner, I'll give the privilege to tell our audience that up next it's the movies and the music coming up.
So up next it's the movies and the music coming up.
Of course, so stay tuned, stay connected. We'll see you guys later.
Hello guys, and how you all doing? Man, it's been a minute. I've not seen you guys. But guess what? Your time we've not been with you. Of course, you know I'm bringing you movies and music. Your favorite segments, personally my favorite segments. And of course, all that time, nilikuwa nikiprepare something. I've been in the kitchen cooking something for you, so trust me, I'm bringing something heavy. And the first movie is actually an animation. It's called Raya and the Last Dragon. It's a 2021 movie. And it gave me kind of like the Moana vibes because Niyakusu demakona adventure and she wants to go to adventure. You know these ladies here, kina Moana. I don't know what these guys want. They just want to adventure everywhere, kind of like us. So she goes to an adventure, she finds a dragon and they start becoming friends. So they fight nemesis and stuff. I thought this movie will give you guys the good vibes, take you back to the good old days. You know, it's kind of like the TBT moment. So you go check that out, check that movie out. It has a good rating, people. It has a 7.4 rating. Now, and I told you, ukiona movie imepitisha like a 6 7.0 rating. That's an actually clean movie. So go check it out. 7.4 rating, PG-13. So if you're 13 and above, you can go watch this animation. Bamba. Go check it out.
Really? A con, baby? Impressive. We could use someone like you. Let's catch you up. My name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
My daughter, I believe our people can come together again. But someone has to take the first step.
Now, in order to restore peace, we must find the last dragon.
I wish to join this fellowship of butt kickery.
Let's go. We'll have to watch our backs. We're not the only ones looking. 6 years of searching. Please let this be it. Oh, mighty Sisu!
Who said that?
We really need your help.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not like the best dragon. Have you ever done like a group project, but there's like that one kid who didn't pitch in as much, but still ended up with the same grade?
And for the second movie, now in here, my gamers, my gaming people, of course I saw this movie and I was like, you know what, I can leave this out. And this is Mortal Kombat. Now personally nilikuwa mtu napenda PS2 sana. If you remember those times, PS2, if you saw PS2, you saw Mortal Kombat. This was one of the games. Ama akina Ratchet and Clank. I know my gamers mnakumbuka hizi games. So Mortal Kombat came out with their own movie actually, and I was shocked. One of our favorite characters. By the way, comment down, who was your favorite character? I want to see it down in the comments. Who was your favorite character? Mine was Kung Lao. I loved Kung Lao with all my heart. And also Liu Kang, personally, like sasa walikuwa wanachukiana na Kung Lao. So I really liked that game. And they came out with a movie and I was so shocked. I was so happy. Like sikuwa nashikika huku, and trust me, they didn't fail me. That movie was superb. It was ecstatic. Go check it out. It has a good rating of around 7.0. And I told you again, if you see such a rating, that's a good movie. Now, unfortunately, the age limit is 17. If you're 17 and above, you can go watch that movie because it's a really nice one. Au wengine mnaweza baki mkicheza game, but trust me, when you reach that age, go check that movie. It's really nice. And I'll give you a short trailer to see how it is.
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
And finally, away from the movies and the series and the animations and all that, now it's the music that drives and moves the heart and the soul. And today I had two songs because easy ndo zimenianga, and I told you I have to carry you guys slowly, lazima niwapeleke pole pole because these things we have to outline them pole pole. And the first one is Moji Shot. Now Moji Shot sijui kama ana plan kufanya kama JB because the guy has been on a roller coaster dropping music, and these are bangers upon bangers. And juicy he alikuja nyingine inaitwa Tosha. This is after he came out with another one called Cheza na Gospel. Now Moji Shot is doing he's rocking the music industry. You can go check that out. It's a nice song. Nili vibe now. I loved the lyrics, the vibes, the beats, everything about the song. So go check it out. Of course, we'll put a short teaser for you to listen to it, and it was nice.
Tosha, Tosha, hiyo imetosha, Tosha, Tosha, hiyo imetosha.
And finally, the last song, of course, as I told you guys, my favorite artist is Justin Bieber. And he had another song called Freedom. Now, I don't know, this guy, anakuanga na masterpiece. Like, I don't know if when he writes the song, I don't know what motivates him. He's like a masterpiece in writing songs, in delivering them, like he never disappoints. And he came out with a song called Freedom. And one thing I love about this song, as in Justin Bieber ananga mambo mingi, he doesn't need to show a lot of things. Just for him to write a song and it deliver it, that's all he has to do. And he came out with Freedom, Ilinibamba. I think it kind of goes like, freedom, don't wanna feel good. Na. Yo, you go listen to it at our Bamba. And guys, those were the music segments, the movies that I had for you today. Of course, next time, bangers upon bangers, and more good stuff coming our way. So keep checking out, keep staying connected, and I'll see you next time.
The story's already written. Children, you are forgiven.
Hello people, thank you so much for tuning in for that wonderful episode. Personally, I was so like this episode ilinibamba. Like it felt like a good comeback.
I know.
I mean, what was your feeling for all this episode?
I'm so proud of myself. For the first time, Tongue Twister was smooth.
Hebu kwanza tuone kwa hiyo ya games. You guys disappointed me. Like I need to have a good life every single time. Oh, don't worry guys. Don't worry because next time I think you're the one who's hosting Fun and Games next time. Of course I'll represent the gang in the next time Fun and Games segment.
Guys, remember to join me as you embarrass these people. And remember we are also bringing you your favorite segments on episode number 7. So stay tuned, don't go away, and we'll be right back.